I want to ask you right off the bat, who's your number one quarterback? Is it Bryce Young, which everybody is kind of talking about? That's the guy.
Yeah, a lot of people too are pushing for CJ Stroud or Will Levis, but I am in neither of their camps right now. I am all in on Bryce Young. I absolutely loved what I saw from Young during the offseason. And although Alabama has struggled a little bit this year and they've had some issues, he's not been the reason why they've been bad. If anything, Bryce Young, despite not having open receivers, has ascended and brought his team back into games. I look at what happened against Texas. I look at what happened against Tennessee. He had some troubles against LSU, but he still got them in a position to win the game. Bryce Young has that, not only the decision making, the pocket awareness, the mobility. He's got all the traits that you want in a smaller quarterback, a Russell Wilson type quarterback. But the thing that really draws me to Bryce Young is something that's not totally quantifiable. We tend to get caught up with the Will Levises and the Anthony Richardsons and the Davis Mills type quarterbacks that are like all traits. But the thing that I always like to bring into the conversation is, how do they impact the game? Can they take over a game when the game is on the line and they need their team to win? And Bryce Young, out of any of these quarterbacks, does that the most. If you're going to put Stroud or Levis over him based on traits, and it's by a slight margin, it's not by like a vastly significant margin, I would argue that that ability to win games for your team in a crunch time situation with limited options brings him up further than the guys that have better traits.
Is the comp to him Russell Wilson, or is that too easy just because of his size?
It's a little too easy, but at the same time, I don't find myself discovering a better comp for him. I think it makes the most sense. Like early Russell Wilson, before he turned into whatever he is right now, was a guy who was really smart, really quick on the run, very, very mobile. His pocket awareness was the best in the NFL, despite having a really bad offensive line for most of his career. What Russell Wilson did, I think, is comparable to what Bryce Young can do early on in wherever he ends up.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.